Oh, we're back in the arena now, ready and waiting for the horse metre 30 to metre 35 final. Prize pool of $10,000 up for this class, so there's a lot at stake and riders will be vying for a piece of that action. You can see them on the screen there, just walking the course, getting ready to walk the final pieces of the course. I've got with me Libby James, and we're all ready to go. She's joined me in the commentary box for part of this class anyway. She's got to rush off because she's got a few work commitments later on, but got to get back to Cambridge. But welcome, Libby. Nice to have you here.
Good to be here. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, so we've got another good course out there from Pip Hell. We've got a great class ahead of us, and you can see there some of the lineup. It's going to be a tough class to win, I think.
I think so. With 35 riders, so yeah, it's going to be a good class to watch for sure.
And some real competition you can see up there on the screen. Some old campaigners, Morris Beetson, who's always in it to win it. He doesn't leave anything wondering. But also a couple from the South Island you can pick in there.
Yeah, it's good to see the South Islanders up here, and good to have them at the show for sure. Yeah, Rose has made the trip up, Rose Orfield.
Yeah, and we've got Sam Carrington riding a couple of those fabulous Double J horses. They're always pretty hard to beat, good combinations. And some really good riders in there. We've got Matthew Dickey, he's never to be discounted. You can see him on the screen there just walking up to fence 4. And who else have we got in there? Emily Hayward. Emily's been out of things for a little bit, but she's back with a vengeance and never to be discounted. Yes. Yeah. And Amelia Forsyth, of course, Wallflower. New combination for Amelia this year, but going really well. It's a very nice horse, Wallflower.
Yeah. Amelia jumped really good yesterday in the 140, and jumped amazing.
And a couple of others in this lineup that had some success yesterday.
Daniel Blundell, he jumped really good in the 140 for the win. Great jump off on his beautiful horse Cadenza, so yeah.
And then we had Jeremy Whale and Bannockburn ECPH. He won, which class did he win yesterday?
He was in the 130, won the 130, took the win for that. So yeah, really good.
Awesome. So also coming in there, Kim Best with LT Holst Teacher's Pet. Kim, of course, married to Greg Best, Olympic silver medalist. And they're a great team, Kim and Greg, and she rides the very lovely LT Holst Teacher's Pet, which is never to be underestimated in a class like this, in a metre 30. So we'll be heading into the ring in just a moment. I can't actually see whether they've finished walking the course or not. Looks like it's clear. A couple of riders still coming around the side there. So for those people who don't know you, Libby, you've had a great couple of years, well, not so much in COVID, but prior to that you were based with McLean Ward in the States.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about working for McLean.
Yeah, it was surreal time over in the States. I was based in New York State in a little town called Brewster, and at the Castle Hill Farm, which is McLean Ward, I guess, you can say. So yeah, it was amazing. I was there for about 3 months and decided I wanted to take my horse over, so I had a good horse, Codicea, that I flew over with me and competed for probably a good 4 months until I had to come back home to sort out my visa. But then COVID decided to take ship, and then I decided to get a career and a job. And
So what are you doing now?
I work for Bailey's in Cambridge, so a real estate agent. Yeah.
Good. It's going well. That's where you're going this afternoon. Open homes
Yes, I've
today.
got an open home to rush off to. So on Easter Sunday, which is great. Yeah,
that's good. And you've been riding here at this show this weekend?
Yes, I just got my little 5-year-old. Just keeping it nice and quiet. We just jumped around, popped around in the meter, and she was great. Jumped clear. So
awesome.
Yeah, ready for the next run of shows. This one's been great. It's been good to have the 2 back-to-back weekends of Macintosh show jumping. It's been great.
Yeah, it's good to great to have these events. This is such a great show, and Colin and Tony have done an incredible job.
Yes,
this class, the metre 30 to metre 35, is $10,000 prize pool, which in New Zealand is not often heard of. So there's a lot at stake for these riders. It's a big deal. The biggest prize pool's probably, apart from Horse of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see this very often, so it's very exciting to see. I'm sure it's going to motivate the riders to get those clear rounds in.
Absolutely. So what for the future for you? Do you think you'd like to carry on with the riding?
Definitely. I had a bit of a break when I've had to retire Sketch, my good horse. So I had a little bit of a break, and then I decided it's in the blood. I can't get rid of it. So bought myself another horse and just a 5-year-old, and hopefully step her up through the heights. And then, maybe eventually when I've got my career going well, I can maybe head off overseas for a couple of years and, get some travel under my belt. Yeah.
Fantastic. Hey, look, that's the bell now for our first combination in this class. It's Charlotte Weir and Double Shot NZPH. So clearly it bred at NZPH, but lacking a bit of breeding detail in our list. But that's all right. Charlotte's been having a good season. She's done a fair bit of riding.
And she's done an amazing job with this horse. Such a beautiful horse.
There's a lot at stake for these riders, and in indoors too. For those who aren't aware that indoor is a different riding environment, and you would have probably seen that with a young horse. It's a bit different.
It is a bit different. There's a lot going on, a very big atmosphere, and if the horse can focus, it's great.
I think it's remaining focused.
Focused is the key. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tight course in there, and Pip Howells, who's the horse builder, she's been building in this arena for a few years now, and she does a really good job at keeping it interesting and getting it all packed in. Oh, just the last of the treble down for Charlotte for 4. Two fences now. 8 coming round at 2. The last fence 10, it's a roll back right round, coming back onto yourself. And she'll stop the clock at 71.51 and 8 faults. And then just in the replay, as she comes down through the treble. Yeah, that's a shame.
Bit of a shame, yeah.
All right, our next combination will be Daniel Blundell and Athena NZPH. This horse by Fuego du Poulet, Bay Mare out of Nightclub Queen, which was by Rox de la Touche, bred by NZPH at Ocean Beach in Hawke's Bay. A huge number of NZPH horses on the riding circuit these days. They're having a very good time of it. Daniel's had a bit of success. You've been seeing him up north that way, riding a bit.
Yeah, he's been. Daniel Blundell's always one to watch. He's loves a win. So he's what I said before. He won the 140 yesterday. Jumped a really good double clear. Daniel, I don't know whether he's still doing it, but for sometimes did a bit of stunt riding for movies and TV programs. Yes. Makes him a very brave rider.
And he's now he's training been training some great horses and helping Carissa McCall.
Yes, unfortunately Carissa had a fall on Friday, so Daniel's taken ship for her, and Daniel always does a great job.
Yeah, he knows those horses pretty well.
Mm.
All clear so far, going into the treble. Round 2, the last 3. Time allowed must be on the course plan here. Time allowed 74 seconds. Time allowed for the jump off 50 seconds.
Oh, he incurred 1 time fault. He didn't look like he was going too slow either.
No, that's first. He's sitting in first because the time allowed is 74.
So 74. I thought you said 64. Sorry, I thought that was a bit slow.
Did I say 74? Yeah, God. He's all good. So he's clear.
Great. That was a good clear round. That'll be one to watch in the jump off.
Yeah. So callback jump off AM5. They'll have to hang around now. He'll have to hang around for a fair bit. Going first out, Theodore Ritchie Now with Liam Rutland. This horse used to be ridden by Ellie Carson. Very competitive she was on it too in the young riders. And I think from memory was in the Trans-Tasman New Zealand team in Gisborne with this horse.
Yep, she sure was. This horse was, pretty much unbeatable in the young riders. So me and Ellie were, riding against each other in the young riders, and she always did. Yeah, always was in the placings.
Yeah, she's a gutsy competitor, Ellie. So Theodore Ritchie, a Bay Gelding station bred, one of those fabulous horses that came off a farm, comes from Theodore Station, which Hilton Alexander and his wife Jo down in Wairau, just out of Newhaka, and by a Theodore Station colt out of Abbey, which was by Final Wish. So it's had some great success. It knows its way around. Unfortunately, it's had 2 fences down at this point, and it's 3 maybe just a bit fast around the corner. Sitting on 12. Sometimes on the screen it looks faster than it actually is. A speedy round there, but 16 faults for Liam Rutland. Unfortunately for him, we won't see him back. All right, next to go will be Sam Carrington on the first of her 2 horses, Double J Hurricane. Of course, this one of their homebred Double J horses, sport horse by Eurosport Heartbreaker, out of Double J Breeze, which was by Voltaire 2, bred by Robin and Wendy Jacobs at the Double J stud. Sam, 18 years old, from Takapau, proudly sponsored by Amy Sedlery and Tony Solifaria, and she's had a sensational season. Sam and Sister Kim, they've had a fabulous time. They do a great job with their horses. She's sitting very high up in one of the rider series on the national series, so she'll be heading off to the Wairarapa to the series final next week to secure one of those spots.
Yeah, it's been a funny old season with COVID, but it's been it's good to have series final next weekend.
You could see they were just arguing a little bit going into that fence, and it came down for them. It's a bit tight in there on that ride, that line from, I can't remember the numbers now, 5 to 6, curved line around the corner. Beautiful through the treble. Oh, she'll be disappointed with the 4 faults. It was a beautiful ride. Other than that, they just had a little bit of a disagreement heading into it. We might see it on the replay, I'm not sure, but she comes through. She finished with 4 faults. Oh, we've just missed how it came about, but that's the bell now for Jessie Linton and Alty Holst Elspeth. Jessie, a full-time rider from Hastings, rides a huge number of horses. This horse bred by Ewan McIntosh at Lake Taupo Holsteiners. It's obviously a Holsteiner by Cascadello 1 out of Beryl, which was by Corrado 1. And they're a pretty good combination. They have a bit of a hard case relationship, these two. They must be a serious contender for this, although as soon as you say something like that...
touch wood.
Yeah, kind of put the curse on them.
Yeah.
So,
commentator's curse.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, into the treble. It's a good view of the treble down there. Nicely done. Big ox of that, number 9. Didn't actually walk right up through the middle of it to see how big it was.
Clear round.
Beautiful from Jesse. All clear. 72, so time just inside the 74. He was just taking it easy.
They'll be good to watch in the jump off for sure.
Yeah, always competitive.
Yep.
I'm sure he'd like to get his hands on a share of that $10,000
Yeah.
to make life a bit easier for the winter.
Yeah, cover those show bills.
Yeah, it's not a cheap exercise these days with diesel the way it is.
Oh no, those petrol prices get you.
Yeah. All right, Ollie Croucher and Kiwi King. This horse, Warm Blood Brown Gelding by Kiwi Legacy out of Kiwi Majestic, which was by Corlando, bred by Graham Hart at the Fernhill Stud in Hawke's Bay. Ooh.
Little rub there at the first.
Give it a bit of a wake up. That giraffe in the window must be hard case. The horses must look at that as they come round and go, what is that? Oh, that's a shame for Ollie. Oh, I think he's elected to retire.
Calling it a day.
3 rails, so perhaps just save the legs for another day. For Ollie, things just weren't coming together quite as he would have liked. All right, Sam Gillies, all the way from the South Island. I watched these guys go at the Nationals in Christchurch and they were fantastic. They were in great form. So Sam and her sister Emma, really very experienced little riders. Lamazo, 12-year-old mare by Lansing, owned by Tyler McKee from Gore. A great family down there, the McKees. They do a lot for the sport. Sam's had the opportunity to ride this horse for the last 6 months and together jumped first young riders in mini prees and had a great season. It's by Lansing out of Atlanta, which was by McCavity.
Jump that.
Yeah. A good combination. These two.
Clear so far.
Great story about Tyler McKee and his family in the latest show circuit. This is our industry magazine, now online completely, not printing it anymore due to the price of paper apparently. So COVID has affected more than just petrol prices, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been a funny past 2 years. We must be coming up almost 3 with COVID, but it's definitely good to be back out at the shows.
Certainly is. I mean, March 2020, when how we managed to hold horse of the year that year, I still don't know to this day. But but we got through it just, and it's been not quite the same ever since. A lovely clear there for Sam Gillies and Lamazo. She'll be back for the jump off alongside Jessie Linton and Daniel Blundell. Oof, that was.
Looks like it's going to be a good jump off to watch.
Absolutely. So Leeshell Small next up. Leeshell 18 represented New Zealand in Germany, Taipei and Australia. Has some great sponsors, and most of all her mum and dad. She rides AMS Dolce NZPH. She's had this little horse for a while. Warm Blood Bay Gelding by Cool de Bois out of Vogue Blue NZPH, which was by Mr. Blue, and of course bred by NZPH. Great little rider, Lichelle. Does her job quietly and effectively. Ooh, got a bit close to that. The second stride got a bit short, didn't it?
Yeah.
And round 2 fence. Oh no, where are we?
Yep. Nice fence. That was a nice clear round for Lee Shao.
She'll be pleased with that. It was a lovely clear round. So they're coming thick and fast now. All right. Dylan Burton, Kiwi Super Key. Another of the Fernhill stud horses from Graham Hart's stable. Warm Blood by Kiwi Legacy out of Kiwi Cherubee, which was by Frisbee and bred by Fernhill Stud. Not sure where Dylan's from. I think maybe from the South Island, if I think about that carefully.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
Me too.
Someone will tell me anyway. They'll message me if I've got it wrong. How did we go? 4 faults for that round.
It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame.
Taking that rail going into the treble.
A big horse.
He is a big horse.
Big horse.
Gets the job done.
And the first to the treble.
Just takes it with his front feet.
All right, Tara Gower. Well, she's a zippy little rider, Tara Gower. She likes to get moving, but first round is all about clear. So Double J Image and Tara Sport Horse by Double J Repcharge out of Irish Mac, which was by Omnicorp and bred at the Double J stables. Tara had a huge amount of success on ponies and has since stepped up to into the horse ring, which is a bit different. You come off ponies, isn't it?
It is. Oh my gosh.
Not quite as forgiving, the old horse.
My pony days feel like a very long time ago now.
We just should give our wonderful sponsors a bit of a mention. When started at the top, they're continuing down the list of sponsors. The Riders Shop, who are here at the show, Craig Stables, Anna Craig, who has a great equestrian property in Tauranga, Shelley Bridgman, Kristen Mason, I think that's Kristen Manson actually, Berry Construction Building Company in Cambridge, Longview Stud, Ohaupo Equestrian Centre, Trudy and Ross Mitchell, Scott Borland at PGG Wrightson, and Matt and Nikki Smith. Also thanks to Stirrups Equestrian, Vicky Wilson, Kate Hewlett and the Kate Riding Centre, Kirkby Law, Hemmer's Delight and the Wilson Sisters. So great to see continuing support for the shows.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it without the support of our amazing sponsors. So it's great to see that list of them.
Yeah, it's a good list.
That is a good list.
Tony does an incredible job of coercing people into sponsoring, and she provides really good value for it, and that's what it's all about. You've got to have value for your sponsorship dollars.
Sure.
So she knows how to leverage it, which is great. All right. Laura Inkster and Matawai Santana. So Laura's horse, she's been around for a while, Laura. Third in the CSI Meter 40 at the Taupo Christmas Classic. That might be a couple of years ago now, because we haven't had a Taupo Christmas Classic for a while.
No, we haven't.
The second, she's had some success at Grand Prix level 2. Her horse, a warm blood grey gelding by Senator out of Kiwi Classic, which was by Kiwi Gold. Oh, come on. Right, are we all clear so far heading into the treble? Oh, see? That's
curse.
What happens. Oh, sorry, Laura. Round to fence 8, another gate, and 2 to go. Four faults. What? Laura Taragawa went clear in a time of 69.99, so she'll be back for the jump off too. It's going to be a good jump off. Okay, where are we up to? We're heading now to Emily Hayward. No, Amelia Forsyth. All right, this horse of Amelia's, Wallflower, she's had a pretty good season on it.
She has. She sure has. Amelia rides this horse beautifully. They're a great combination. Love watching these two in the ring.
It's been around for a while, but it hasn't really featured largely. It's a New Zealand Warm Blood by Corofino 2 out of Double D, which was by Emilion. So good bloodlines, and bred by Jeff and Vicky McVean and Kate Laurie. So we'll have had a good start, I'm sure. Amelia from Clevedon. She's been studying at Waikato University over the past few years, and with her other horse, Hinton Fabergé, competed at the Nationals in Christchurch, where we got completely drowned in some horrific rain, missing the final day of the championships, which was such a shame. But they made the big trek down there from Clevedon, so that's a fair commitment. Come from a very long line of horsey people, does Amelia. Her father was one of New Zealand's greatest polo players, and her mother, Mitty, an eventer and I think actually international eventing selector for the New Zealand eventing team. And they certainly know a good horse when they see one. Oh well, that's 4 faults. That'll put them out of the money. No big check for you today, Amelia, no. I'm afraid.
The treble's catching a couple people out, so that's where the trick is in the course, I think.
Yeah, the last striding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bernard Denton is our next to go. Based in Fielding, he rides BSF Sequel. Chestnut Mare by Del Francais. Oh, it's a Del Francais cross by Lindbergh Desert. Out of Dacor, which was by Omnicorp, bred by Butch Thomas. Butch Thomas, of course, one of the really good breeders of New Zealand jumping horses, and he was inducted into the ESNZ Hall of Fame last year for his contribution to equestrian sport, in particular jumping, over the years. Bernard seems to have a bit of a thing for chestnut horses. He had the very good horse, I don't know if you remember it, Suzuki.
Oh, yes.
The big chestnut horse that was a great combination. Nearly died. He had a terrible spider bite, and it wasn't good. So he got it right. He got it back together. Oh, it's a shame. He's 8 faults now, 2 rails down to the last 3. And around that tight turn at last. Well, and he's got a couple of time faults to add to it. I suppose he just didn't need to go too fast when he had the rails. So he'll finish with 10, which is 8 jump and 2 time faults for Bernard Denton and BSF Sequel. What's the jump-off course over there? What are they going to do in the next round, Libby?
All right, so we start the jump-off at fence 1, carry on round to fence 2 and 3AB.
Yep.
Round in there to get a good inside turn, hopefully, through to 5. And then we finish on 12 and 13, which are not jumped in this first round, but they will be in use in the second round.
We spent a bit of time looking for fence 11, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't there.
There was no fence 11.
So that kept us occupied for a minute or two. All right, we've moved on now to Amy Collinson and Dio Valente. This horse, a Dutch warm-up a little bit, out of by Tolan R, which was out of Celine, and Celine by Mermis R, bred in the Netherlands. Beautifully turned out. Quarter markers on. One fence down. She comes round to the last few jumps. So that jump off has a couple of turns in it that you could go
I think
wide
so.
or
yeah,
tight.
I mean, Daniel Blundell definitely showed us what the inside turns were yesterday in the 140, so I'm sure he won't be shy of it in the jump off. The today. So
absolutely.
Hopefully we'll see some good inside turns and some fast jump off rounds. We've got 5 clears so far, so it's going to be competitive.
Yeah, sure will, and some good riders in there too. With still some great riders yet to come. You wouldn't discount Maury.
No.
Down the bottom there, Olivia Newsom, Rose Allfeld. You know, there's some good riders. Kim Best. I don't know if Emily Hayward's coming or not, but Jeremy Whale. So, yeah.
Yep, Jeremy had the win yesterday, so let's see if he can carry through today.
So Amy with 4 faults, I think, in her round. And that's the bell now for Geordie Bull, father of Henry Bull, who gave all those chaps a riding lesson in the last class.
Yeah.
Young Henry, what a great round from him it was. And Geordie now on downtown NZPH. Fiercely competitive, Geordie. NZPH Sport Horse out of Truly Blue NZPH, which was by Mr. Blue. Hometown for Geordie travels quite long and far in pursuit of their equestrian sport with wife Jo Bell, and they don't mind a good drive to get to compete. So nice for him to be competing at home in Taupo. Not quite going the way he would like though today, I don't think. It's not like Geordie. All right. He did insult to injury, one time fault. So 20 jump and one time. That won't be what he was hoping for today. All right, Rosanna Dixon is next up. Rosanna, she says an amateur mum, but I don't know whether she's a mum of two and an amateur rider. I'm sure she's not an amateur mum, there's no such thing. Agri manager at LIC. She rides DSC Exuberance, Warm Blood Chestnut Gelding by Rascalino out of a mare called Monica. Quite strong coming around there.
He is a pricked forward.
He is.
Rearing to go.
Oh. He's dragging his back foot through those couple. Oh.
Little drive-by.
Just a little bit of an extra test for you. No, you really didn't want to jump that jump at all, I don't think. All right, two to go.
There's a lot going on in the indoor.
There is.
Very big atmosphere in there.
And the people moving about, when they're outside, you don't notice them so much because they blend into the background.
Yeah.
But people moving indoors creates a real distraction, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right, so it was a finish. A couple of time faults to add as well for Rosanna. All right, Oak Centurion and Amelia Munro. Now this horse was Sarah West's horse, the grey.
This horse has had quite a bit of success.
Yeah, it was a great young rider horse for
Yes. I think it won one of the Takapoto, the Gold Tour, didn't she? One year.
Yes, she did. She had a fabulous time combination with this horse. And it's good to see it, carrying on with another rider.
Yeah, it's lovely to see.
Amelia from, I don't know where she's from actually. She studies at Diocesan School for Girls and trains with Chief McVean. Libby's had to go off and get herself sorted for her job this afternoon in Cambridge. So we're flying solo back here in the commentary box. 4 faults for Amelia Munro and Oak Centurion. And that's the bell now for Roselfeld and My Supernova. They've had a long and illustrious career, these two together, so she'll be hoping to be in the money. My Supernova, a 16-year-old bay gelding by Corlando out of a mare called Grace and bred by Rose's parents, Lisa and Murray Allfeld, based in Canterbury. She had a wonderful career. Rose won some World Cups in the past. She's had great success through the age group series with her horses. And up here from the South Island, and I'm heading to the series final coming up next weekend in the Wairarapa. Nicely done. All right, 3 jumps to go for Rose and My Supernova. A bit of a wiggly-woggly into that one. Oh, what a shame. One-time fault. All clear jumping and one time. So unfortunately that will put her just out of the action. It is a shame.
Well, unfortunately, for the time of 64.59, you are 0.59 over the allotted time. Giving you...
Right, Daniel Blundell coming back into the ring now with Picasso MVNZ. Daniel, a very competitive rider. This horse of his, grey gelding Holsteiner by Connor out of Casual LVP, which was by Cassini 1, bred by Mount View Sport Horses. Well, he had one offence down and one time fault for a total of 5. So that won't be quite the result Daniel Blundell was looking for as he went into this round. So 5 faults for Daniel. Our next combination is Nicholas Beale riding Sacramento. Nicholas's profile says he's a student, he's the youngest son of Glenn and Sarah Beale, and otherwise nothing more famous. So that's what he's written. Sacramento Grey Gelding, Holsteiner Cross by Corland out of Sanderston by San Malay, bred by Michael and Vicky Prendergast. Oh, there's the first of the double. Come down for 4 faults. Must be that giraffe in the window. Comes up pretty quick, that number 6. And then roll right back round to the treble. Nicely done through the treble. Just sitting on 4, coming down to the last 3 fences. Oh, that's another rail down, so 8 faults. Ooh, I had a good look at that one before it went in. I couldn't work out what that was all about. Jumped it nicely. And last jump. There we go, 8 faults for Nicholas Beale. He'll finish on 8.
2 miles down there for 8 jump faults for Nicholas Beale and Sacramento. Time off 69.29. Number 23, Halpuri, Dakota, NZPH, with May and Odom.
All right, we're back on course now with Hannah Bodle and Hopefully Dakota NZPH. Hannah's had a wonderful season. She's done some great rounds this year. I loved watching her. Hopefully Dakota NZPH, New Zealand sport horse by Peseta Durue out of Okie Dokie NZPH, which was by Barbarian and bred by NZPH, owned by Hannah Bodle. All clear, just with 2 to go. And, oh, I've done it again. Fence 9 down for Hannah. Not sure whether the judges have seen that. They might not be able to see that fence. No, I don't think they have seen it. Yes, they have 4 faults for Hannah Bodle and Hopefully Dakota NZPH. So that's a shame for her because it was a lovely round until that second to last fence. Right, and here we have Morris Beatson and Sunflake. This horse, Sunflake started off by Sally Clark. Morris is obviously a 5-time winner of the Olympic Cup and member of an Olympic show jumping team, winner of more than 200 Grand Prix. We all know that. He's been a sensation in the sport and a bit of a character too. So you always know you can have a good chat to Morris and you'll learn something, that's for sure. Murray's horse, Sunflake, Chestnut Gelding, New Zealand sport horse by Lansbury Grove, out of Wynyard Blue, I can't quite see that, and bred by Morris Beatson. Ooh. Oh, that's a shame. Touch the front and the back. We'll see again later on in the metre 40 to 45 class where he'll be riding Central Park, which is probably one of the nicest horses of the season. It's been a great little horse, Central Park. Our timing might have been just pushed out a little bit, so we were aiming to start the pony metre 10 at 11:15. I don't think that will be happening. I think it'll be slightly later than that, but we'll give an updated time for you and come back to you on what that looks like. That's an 8-fault round for Morris Beatson and Sunflake. Welcomed into the commentary box now a very well-known equestrian in New Zealand circles, John Coddle. Welcome, John. Good to have you here.
Good morning, Dana. It's lovely to be here.
It's good. It's been a great show.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the indoors, just like theatre. I mean, personally, I love this because you're so close to the horses. The people are so close to it. They can hear them breathing. As I say, it's like being at the theatre.
Yeah, and it's different, isn't it? I mean, when you're training people to ride indoors, what are the key things you tell them that are different?
Well, obviously, there's not a lot of indoor arenas in New Zealand, and the big thing is with horses and riders is horses have got to learn to be able to go to the walls. And, you can see down the side of this arena there's a lot of glass, and horses have just got to get used to that. And the riders have got to have their horse in a lot of more control because you're in a much smaller area. So really, it's just basic, really good training. Some of these, in these classes, you've got probably a lot more greener horses that have not had so much training to date, and they've got to get used to this whole atmosphere.
Yeah, so some of these, it might be the first week they've jumped indoors for many of them. Yes,
and that does show. It's something that, in Europe where they live indoors virtually because of the climate, their horses and their riders get very, very professional at this.
Oh, it's lovely to see it. It looks a picture out there. It really does. They've done an amazing job of it.
Oh, look, Colin and Tony McIntosh, this is their thing, and we're very lucky to have them back in New Zealand. And you can see how brilliantly the whole arena's been set up and all the lovely flowers. You could be anywhere in Europe with this sort of atmosphere.
There's a 13 faults for Isabel Jamieson and Kiwi Storm. Yeah, so we've just the 5 coming back for the jump off so far, but it should be a good jump off, and we'll be looking forward to that. We've still got a fair few to go, probably about another 10 or so combinations to ride. Olivia Newsom's next. She rides Charmed Escudo MSNZ. Warm Blood by Escudo 1 out of Casa Rose, which was by Picabello, read by Vinnie Newsom. She's had a good career, this young girl. She trains hard.
Yeah, she's one of our more promising riders, I must say. She has a lot of success with her other horse, and she's a winner. She wants to do it.
I had a chat with her this morning. She was in here, and what a nice kid, really nice girl. Great family, and they work really hard to do what they do.
Yeah, and that's the key to it, Dana. They've got to want to do it, and I mean, give me kids that want to win, and they've got the desire.
Yeah. So you walked the course out there. What did you think of the course?
Look, I didn't walk it. I arrived too late to walk it. I've been watching it. It looks a nice course. It's flowing, and there's just enough tests there. They've got quite a bit of time to get round to each fence. The combination across the middle seems to be proving a little more difficult to some of these horses and riders. So,
and why do you think that is? What's the problem in there?
Well, horses have got to learn also to sight the fences themselves. When you get in there, you can only adjust that stride. So there's one stride, then 2 strides. So that last fence has been catching a few riders and horses out.
And it's tight enough, isn't it, round there to go into a treble?
Yeah, well, that's the thing we're talking about. Be able to have horses well balanced around the corners. That's the job of the rider. And also the training. So she was fighting the horse to that fence and just got a bad distance to it.
Oh, well, that's disappointing for Olivia. 8 faults. She would have been hoping for a slightly better result than that. But it was a bit strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems most of the problems have been in the treble, just coming around there, in the second part of it.
Yes. Yeah, and that sort of stuff you do at home, with grids, and really just teaching your horse to use their own natural ability to back up and want to jump the top rail. You can't be fighting with them in there.
So you're still training, John? Training horses and
I
riders?
I still ride at home. I'm too old to ride in the ring now. The old reactions are bit
Oh,
too
have you
slow.
told Morris that?
Oh, I've got a few years on Morris. He's still doing pretty well. Good on him, and he still enjoys it. Look, I'd love to still be doing it. I still ride at home, and
Yeah.
I've got some nice students. Not so many here because we've had a few COVIDs and
Oh,
a
yes.
few injuries, and so yeah.
Oh, I think once it's in you, isn't it? It's hard to give up the horses.
Well, the other thing, Dana, it's just so good for fitness, and it's something I know how to do and still enjoy it. So, yeah.
Well, you're pretty good at it over the years. I can remember as a very young journalist doing my first ever show in Gisborne, and you were riding, and some real, Harvey Wilson and yourself, and some great riders there. Colin McIntosh too, I think,
Yes.
all competing against each other. So it was gave me a very good lesson quite early on show jumping.
Yeah, those were the days. I mean, we're actually all, in fact, born in the same year, though, the people you've talked about.
Ah.
And so there was very strong competition then.
It was strong. And some wonderful horses too.
Absolutely.
Well, Matthew Dickey, he's a fairly talented rider, Matthew. His horse Waitangi IMAC. Yeah. Holsteiner by Cassini too. His horse
It was clear, was it?
It
No, it would have.
is clear.
Time fault.
No, it is clear.
Oh, it is clear.
69.75. So
Okay.
in the first round, so he'll be back.
Good.
Time of 69.75.
And Jono Smith, he's been busy today. Hope Return It Blue, NZPH.
Yes, well, this horse has been around a while. He actually campaigned in Australia with Bridget Hanson, or Bridget Berry, she is now. He's had a few issues, and I think that's why Jono's got him. He was a very talented horse, but a little bit quirky.
Yeah, by Mr. Blue, which is a very well-known NZPH stallion,
Absolutely.
out of a mare called Sybil. Born in 2006, so he's getting on a bit now.
Yeah, well, you can see he's got quite white. He's a bit
Yeah.
like my hair.
Mine would be the same if it wasn't carefully persuaded to be a different colour.
See, I think he's quite comfortable at this height now. I think he just needs to get his confidence back. And Jono's giving him a good shot.
I think she ride this horse in the New Zealand team at Elysian Fields
Yep.
some time ago?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Birdie did.
Yeah, he's jumped in some big classes, this horse.
And one to go. All clear, coming round to the last.
Good.
Nicely done. Oh, that's good. 71.30 on the clock.
Good. Good on.
That's good.
Yeah, you can see he's got a lovely style when he jumps, and he's trying hard over these.
No, it's good to see him. And so this surface in here is dear to your heart, isn't it?
Yes, it
This
is.
arena?
Yes, it is. Yeah, well, this is the Andrews Bowen surface. It's the base. It was the same as they used at London Olympics. Excuse me, the frog in throat. So this has been down in 2 or 3 years now, and you can still see that the horses are jumping so well on it. So that it's and it's the basis of the Hickstead arenas and the Horse of the Year in London, and yeah. So and we've just put in another 80 by 70 arena out the back of the indoor arena here. So that's in commission now.
Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? And a bit of a contribution from jumping, ESNZ jumping and dressage, I think. Or did the dressage do the other arena?
Dressage did the other arena. I actually sponsored half of this
Right.
myself, and then ESNZ put some money up, which is good to see, because jumping surfaces, like all athletic surfaces now in the world, are really much more high tech, and we're jumping much bigger, heavier horses than we used to, and we're probably a bit more thoroughbredy back in our day, and
Yes. A bit more blood and a bit more
yeah,
weight.
and these horses enjoy this footing, and they can last longer.
What's the key to looking after the surface like this?
Well, a key to any surface is it's got to be moist, So this is watered from up above. They've got sprinklers because the fibre binds the sand like roots do in the grass, obviously, and just to groom it. The horses are not making much of a mark on this ground here, so there's pretty much the same for everybody. I mean, normally they're not so much here, but we overseas after every 20 horses they'll go in and groom it again, so that every horse is getting a good shot at it. But this has just got, we're calling it just enough slip, so that you're really only going into the surface about a shoe depth.
Right. Oh, that's good.
And I think it's starting to change in New Zealand, that people are realising that their arenas at home is their workplace. That's where they do most of their work.
Yeah.
So your horse are going to last longer if they're working on good ground.
So that investment's pretty key.
Yeah,
if you're riding at the top level or want to be anywhere close.
Absolutely. And I got involved in this because we used to have a big team of horses, 25 horses boxed, and my sons were riding at the same time. So we always had a good arena surface, and the horses just stayed sound.
Yeah. Well, he's giving it a good go. Taragawa notched up 8 faults in her round, and we've moved on now to Ollie Croucher and Kingsley Couture, another Lansing Holsteiner. This horse.
Ollie's one of our more talented younger riders, and he's out on his own now, and he's getting a bunch of horses together. He's a bit of an unlucky roll there.
Yeah, so just the 4 faults for Ollie. Yeah, he's been riding at Taupo and now doing his own thing, so that's good. And Sam's off to Ireland, so that'll be a bit of a change. Sam McIntosh heading off in the next week or so, I believe.
Yep, he leaves on Tuesday to Keanu Collins' stable, so she's a very talented girl, and she'll get a great opportunity there. She's taking one horse with her as well.
Yes, the Taupo James, is that the one, I think? Yeah. All right, Catherine Alabaster next up with another NZPH Hopefully horse, Hopefully Ferrari NZPH by Cannon out of Untouched NZPH, which was by Cabdullah Dutiard, and bred in that fabulous breeding factory at NZPH in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, well, I was actually involved in this for a few years, and so I know a lot of these horses well, knew their mothers, so it's a great interest to me to see these horses coming through.
She's doing well with this horse,
It's a nice
Catherine.
horse. Yeah, it's a nice horse. You can see there, he's disunited on the corner, just quite young and green yet.
How old is it? About 7, do you think? I don't know what the Fs are. Maybe 7. 2014. Coming up 8.
Yeah.
What? I mean, they've just got a few years in them, haven't they? What do you think is the ultimate? When does a horse really hit its stride and its optimum performance?
Well, I mean, the thing with these warm bloods is they can still be growing right up to 8 years old. So it's really each individual horse. You get a big rangy horse, might take longer to muscle up and get his balance well established, and it really depends on how well they're schooled and trained. But anywhere from 10, 14, 15. I mean, some of these horses, if they're looked after well, can jump up to the 20s, to the early 20s.
Well, Catherine's finished with 1 rail down for 4 jump faults and a time fault.
I thought she'd get a time fault. She was quite slow.
Yeah, so she will be out of the money. It's worth fighting for today. It's a 10 grand prize pool, so that's pretty awesome for New Zealand show jumping, isn't it?
Well, it is, because that's what I say. Colin and Tony McIntosh, they are passionate about the sport, and they're very good at putting on shows. And Tony's at getting sponsorship and raising money, and this is what the sport needs. And I know I'm talking in the past, but years ago we used to have a lot of these sort of shows, and it's good to see it coming back and getting stronger, and especially with this indoor. I mean, they live near here now, so they're going to be a great asset to putting on events. They have their jump clubs here, so people can come and jump on wonderful surfaces. They can get some coaching, and so it's a big win-win.
Yeah, and I can remember when it was still being built, when Wally was beavering away, building this, with his crew around him, and people weren't convinced, were they, that it was going to be a good thing? And look at it now.
Well, it's a bit of I don't just think it's a Kiwi thing, but we often need to see things before we accept the change. It's going to work, and good on Wally and Jennifer Miller and those.
Yes, totally.
They're great foresight. And Wally actually went to London Olympics, so he saw the surface there.
Right.
And he's got to take a lot of credit for all this.
Well, this is the young Sam Carrington with one of the Double J horses. They are great kids, these. They work really hard, homebred horses.
Yep.
Good bloodlines, but, they do work hard.
Well, also good bloodlines in the children, because the mothers were great, still are great horse people.
Yeah.
And they've done a
and real
good
horse
job.
people.
Real horse people.
Yeah.
They know all the basics, and they've been taught to work hard. And she's a lovely rider, this girl.
Yep, all clear. And so she'll be pleased because the first round didn't go so well on the other horse. So she'll be pleased with that. She'll be back.
Good. Nice ride.
She was the one, Sam, I think, was the one who did the double at the Horse of the Year. The last Horse of the Year, wasn't it? She won the Pony Grand Prix and the Junior.
And the Junior, yeah.
Yep. It was wonderful for them. Now, this combination's having a good season. Jeremy Whale and Bannockburn ECPH.
Mm-hmm.
Bred down in the Wairarapa at East Coast Performance Horses.
All right, he's lost his stirrup. All right.
By Cassiano, this horse, out of Hiwi, a Millionaire.
Yeah. So interesting. Cassiano's left some lovely horses. I personally have got a 5-year-old at home that I love, but he's now infertile, so which is a bit of a
that's disappointing.
pity for the breeding here.
Yes.
Jeremy rides a lot of horses. He's a great man to put on any problem horses. He's trained and pre-trained race horses. He's a whippy sort of guy. He can stick on them. He's doing a really good job.
Yeah, we were talking about them earlier and about the travelling circus that is the Whale truck now, and
yeah.
But how amazing they are to continue doing that. I guess that's you used to see a lot of that in the old days, didn't you?
Yep, and he's now got show fields which they've taken over. It's got an indoor arena. They've put some fibre in there, so they're a great asset to the sport. And Sam.
Yeah, putting on all those training days and shows there, which is fantastic. All right, 4 faults for Jeremy. He will be a bit disappointed with that, I would think.
So this is one of my favourite horses coming in.
Yeah, we do love.
Just better. And Kim.
Not a bad rider either, to be fair.
She's a great girl. She's the same vintage as one of my sons, and rode together.
Right. Kim Best and LT Holst Teacher's Pet. So this horse, New Zealand sport horse by Centrico out of River, which was by Senator VDL, bred by LT Holst Sport Horses. Kim says this is her favourite horse too. Tries hard, is really fun. And she's had some success on her as a 6-year-old, was probably her best. But it goes nicely though, just even and steady.
Of course, Kim married to Greg Best, silver medalist at Seoul Olympics. So there's a lot of knowledge in this family.
And he's doing a great job of course designing.
Absolutely, it's great to have him on board. Yeah.
He loves to tighten up those times. I've been in the judges' boxes a few times, and he likes the times very tight. He wants to teach them to ride forward, John, like you always used to say.
Well, I'm still saying it too, and I totally agree with that. This is the world trend now. they can't make the jumps any bigger in the Grand Prix and the trail and the rows any lighter, so they're making the times that you've got to ride the distances. If you add strides, you get time faults.
Well, I think you were instrumental, weren't you, in increasing the time at a certain height in the jumping rule book?
Yes, because they were
years ago?
they were dumbed down. Here's old me again, saying that in our day we used to, minimum was 375 metres per minute and 400 for Grand Prix, and it was dumbed down to 350. So, our riders were riding too much backward. And the Australians had actually increased it to over a metre 35, that all the classes be at 375. So, yes, I got Auckland to put a remit in, which went through, which is great.
Yeah, I remember it. It was good. And it has helped. It has improved.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, Dana, now we don't have speed classes like we used to. We used to cart speed horses and have speed right from the start. So people learn to ride on the forward gallop.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that reintroduced. The
speed class.
Specialist speed horses. So, you go overseas, all the international shows have speed classes. In fact, most of the global tour ones have speed classes because it's, good for people to ride at that pace, but also for the spectators. People love to see horses gallop and jump and watch the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, the most interest in this class will be the jump-off.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to the jump-off. Well, that's a shame for Emily. It's good to see Emily back out riding. She's been out of it for a bit. A very talented rider.
Very talented girl, yeah.
You'll be pleased Kim Best went clear, so she'll be back for the jump-off too, which is great. Just one to go after this. Liam Rutland and Kiwi Deluxe will be the last to go. Emily finishes with 4 faults, which is disappointing because she's a great competitor at this level. So cool and calm.
Yeah, very good jump-off rider.
A quick turn. All right, last combination in the first round. Liam Rutland and Kiwi Deluxe will be up next. Liam's from Te Awamutu. And his horse by Kiwi Lux by Stars Align, which was by a line bred by the old campaigner Graham Hart, Fernhill stud. He's bred a fair few horses over the years, has Graham?
Yes, he has. Yeah, there's been some good ones.
Nine coming back for the jump off. I don't know what the I don't know how they're going to divvy up the prize money, but $10,000 up for grabs. And it'll be a great jump-off, I think. Daniel Blundell, Jesse Linton, Sam Gillies, Leishel Small, Tara Gower, Matthew Dickey, Jono Smith, Sam Carrington and Kim Best.
Well, bad luck.
And not Liam, sadly.
It's good to see more boys back in the sport.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good to see Henry Bulls win in the metre 10.
Yes.
Did a great job.
See how short that got in there. The horse got too forward.
Yeah, it's certainly you've got to be careful of that 2-stride in that second part of the combination. Ooh, that was a big leap. Round to the last on 12 faults, and that's where they will finish. All right, now we get down to business. We'll be coming out with those in the jump off. I've got 9 on my list, so hopefully I've got it right. You never know, though.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Daniel Blundell and Athena NZPH first out. Jesse Linton and LT Holst Elspeth.
Yeah.
Sam Gillies with Namazo. Leishel Small, AMS Dolce, NZPH, Tara Gower with Double J Image, Matthew Dickey and Waitangi IMAC, Jono Smith with Hopefully Turn It Blue, NZPH, Sam Carrington, Double J Breeze On, and Kim Best, LT Holst Teacher's Pet.
Well, you've got 2 fast ones to start off, so it'll be interesting.
Yes, yeah, and both fiercely competitive in the jump off.
Yeah.
So the jump off course is there. It is
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, A and B, 5, 12 and 13. So you have a little study of that because you'll know the tricks better than I will.
Well, it's just really getting the tight turns, getting a good pace up, excuse me. Just not pulling on the reins too much. You've got to be able to meet those corners and see your distance around the corners to the jumps.
Bit of a gallop somewhere in there, or not really? A bit tight in there, isn't it?
So what have I got? 1, 2, 3. Oh no, well I mean even 2 back to 3AB, you can come inside 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's doable. And 3AB, 5.
5. Round.
Yep, so the same thing, you can come inside 7C to turn back to
Sure.
5. That's an option. I mean, these are tight turns, but if you want to win something, you're going to have to take the risks.
The other option is to come in here, I guess, is it?
Well, you can keep coming round and come through inside 13, which is 8 backwards. So we've got 5, 12. So quite a long way up to 12, which is 6 backwards. 9 backwards, sorry.
And then a gallop down to the last.
Down to the last. Good.
Well, it should be
No, it
exciting.
should be good.
Excellent.
Oh, that's their speaker. I don't know where they... I don't know what that they made.
Okay, we're ready to go now. In the ring now with our first competitor in the jump-off, Daniel Blundell and Athena, NZPH.
Well, I think Daniel will be the one you'll see where the turns are, because he's a very competitive guy.
Yeah, it's always hard to know. Good to go out first in the jump-off, or would you rather be last?
Either or. I mean, if you're first and you're fast and you set a really hot pace, it can really upset a lot of the other competitors. So, yeah, so he's turned inside there. Should come inside there. Yeah, that's a good turn. Inside here. Yeah, this is a good turn.
Oof.
Yeah.
22 going over the green one. Would you remember that?
Bad luck, it just dwelled in the air.
4 faults so far. And a time of 34. 34.71. Time allowed 50, so that doesn't really make much difference, does it? So I won't go over that.
Yeah, he just lost a bit of momentum to that last one. See how it dwelled and it took off?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse's fast as well, so.
They ride some horses, these guys.
They do.
Whew.
Yeah. They're young, don't they?
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're riding horses all the time, I mean, here we go back in the day, you know. I had 4 or 5 Grand Prix horses at one stage, you know, so you're off one onto the other. You could ride 10 a day, you know.
Come on, Jesse, you need to crack on.
Get some gallop. No, he's inside, good.
It's quite a nice turn in there.
Yeah.
Ooh. So Daniel was 22 going over the green oxer. Remember that? We can see where the split is.
No, he's gone round.
About
Not far off it,
second
though.
slower.
Yeah. Quite wide there.
And 13 is the last. Oh, did you see?
Yes, 3 seconds plus slower.
37.78. Yep.
34.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
But clear. He clearly wanted some prize money, I think. Was not a bad start from Jesse. And Sam Gillies next with Lamazo. That's the bell for the countdown. She's going pretty quick.
She's gone inside. Good on her.
Well done. It was good.
She's come inside. Good. Oh, no, she isn't.
Oh, that's 2 seconds faster.
Yeah, she can.
Going through there, so she just has to keep that momentum.
Oh, it's long.
Oh, she's given it a good crack. Well done.
Fast.
33.95. Great time from Samantha Gillies and Lamazo. Put her into first. Time to beat.
That's a sweet horse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good horse. Alicia Small. AMS Dolce NZPH. Right, we'll see what Lichelle can pull out of the bag. That's the corner you've got to
Yeah,
get.
they've got to get that. Good job.
Not bad.
He's a big horse to manoeuvre. This is tight. Oh,
Too tight, perhaps.
Lost it.
Oh, what a shame. Well, she was right on song. It was actually a very good time. 34.13, but 4 faults. She was faster than Jessie.
Yeah, no, good to see these.
Oh, faster than Daniel even.
Daniel, yeah, she just got a bad distance. Yeah, pity. Oh, good to see them having a shot at it.
And she'll still be in the money.
This one will. This will be a fast horse too.
She's got a little rider, Tara. This is where the trust in the combination is so important, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But these are things you practice at home all the time, you know. Turns, looking around your corner, seeing distances, so you just keep moving. You don't want to be pulling on the reins. You've got to be. See, okay, she's gone too wide there.
Yeah, that's going to cost her a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Okay, cost her in the rail.
Yeah.
Because it's only an upright going in. She's
Taken the wide way around.
It's got to be uncareful now.
All right, well, that's a shame for Tara.
All right, good experience for her.
So she finished with 8, I think, did she?
Yep.
2 males down there in this jump off for 8 faults, and a time of 37.75 for Tara Gower and Double J Damage. The time to chase is 33.9.
All right, Matthew Dickey and Waitangi Imac.
Well, the bars on the Anderson enquiries. Right, we now move on to Matthew Dickey, number 27, Waitangi Imac.
All right. We'll see what Matt can do. We're down to the last 4. And the jump off. And the class after this will be the pony, metre 10 to metre 15, $2,500 pony class. That's not bad money.
That is good. yeah. No, come on, turn.
Because it's going as fast.
Yeah, he's quite a slow-moving horse. That's it.
There we go. 1 fence down for 4 and the jump off. Oh, 2 fences down. All right, it's not going to be his day today, Matthew Dickey. Unfortunately. Puts him in 6th place currently.
See, Dana, the riders need to have their pace up, even if you're turning. You know, you need to have more gallop, so it's in your horse's mind. See, that horse was on a very slow rhythm, and he never got past that.
Right.
You know, so he wasn't sharp. You need to gallop to the first fence, get deep, and then get your jump. And then the horse is thinking it's already in his mind.
Sure. All right, John O'Smith's turn now. He rides Hopefully Turnip Blue, NZPH. Well, this horse should know its way around a jump off.
Yeah, it's got a better pace. Ooh, very wide, too wide.
Yeah.
So
too
he's
wide.
given himself nearly 4 strides to that upright.
Yeah, it's going to cost him. Yeah, quite fast through there, though. Oh, and round
he's
to about
gone around.
outside.
I don't think he quite trusts this horse yet because he's had a few issues, you know.
Well, a double clear would be good, though,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah, it would.
Still going to be better than a lot of the others. Yeah, double clear. We'll put him into 3rd place, so that's not bad. I think you'd be pleased with that, John.
Yeah. Well, it could have been his plan, Dana. You know, as I say, the horse has had a few issues, so he probably didn't want to turn him up and dare him to the things.
Now, this thing can go pretty quick.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Speedy little horse. Sam Carrington, Double J Breeze on. Second to last combination in the jump off. Time to beat currently 33.95 by Sam Gillies. She'll give it a shot.
She will, yep.
Yeah, that was definitely quicker going around there. And this is the one. So at the green oxer, she is. Oh, it's caused a few problems then, hasn't it? Well, she was fast, but just not careful enough. Now she's going like hell to be the fastest four-faulter. Oh dear, that's what happens sometimes. 8 faults for Sam Carrington and Double J Breeze on. All right, one combination to go. Kim Best. It was the fastest time, Sam Carrington's.
Yeah, it's quite a buzzy forward horse.
Yeah, little and zippy.
Zippy, yeah.
And this is a big horse to get around to jump off.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see Kim's strategy here. If she's going to have a shot at it or just go for clear.
All right, last one to go. Kim Best and LT Hulse Teacher's Pet.
Come on, Kim. Come on, Dan.
Oof, get round that corner. A bit slow going round there. Whether she can open it up down that back straight. There we go. Too tight, unfortunately. So that means that the win will go to Samantha Gillies and Lamazo. In second place, by my reckoning, will be Leshell Small and AMS Dolce, NZPH. Third will be maybe Jono Smith, or maybe Jessie Linton. I haven't got the final results, so we'll do the presentation in the arena in a moment with the final results to collect all that up. So thanks, John, for joining us.
Thank you.
It's fantastic to have you here for this, and I always learn a great deal from talking to you, so I appreciate your candidness and your, the conversation. It's good stuff.
Thank you. Excuse my croaky voice.
That's all right.
Too much karaoke.
All right, we'll be with you in just a moment in the presentation arena for the presentation of the prizes in this $10,000 class, metre 30 to metre 35. Congratulations to Sam Gillies and Lamazo.
Great to catch up with you. You've got a wonderful ride in this class. Tell us a little bit about her.
Her name's LT Holst Andrea. I co-own her with Ewan McIntosh from LT Holst here in Taupo. She was imported from Germany, and I've had her now for probably, I'm thinking, 5 seasons, so we know each other well. Yeah.
And of course, hopefully if the Olympics goes ahead, you are a contender to potentially represent New Zealand. What, moving forward, are your plans to make sure the selectors do take a close look at you two?
Hopefully we go well here, and then our next show is Series Final, which has a Premier Grand Prix, which I know the selectors will be watching, so hopefully go well there. And then a couple of weeks after that, we're at Takapoto Show Jumping Estate, where they're going to run a little bit of a mock sort of Olympic trial. Hopefully that goes well, and then, going forward, who knows who will be selected, but that's kind of all I can do at this stage.
Well, thanks, Brooke. We certainly will be behind you, watching you in the ring in the metre 40.
Thank you. Cheers.
I just love creating a bond with each horse.
The thing I love is training and developing the young horses the way that it's built to be.
I fed Fibre Fresh for as long as I can remember, specifically Fibre Protect.
Fibre and protein are two really important parts of feeding dressage horses, and we try to feed them a number of different types of protein. Yeah, it's been a staple in our horses' diet for as long as I can remember, 15, 20 years.
I started feeding Fibre Fresh in 2016 and it's been coming in by the pallet load ever since.
Fibre Fresh has given all of my horses, especially my young horses, great top line. Their coat condition is always of the highest quality.
As well as being a really good protein source, Fibre Protect has the added benefits of mitigating ulcer development in horses, and we're boxing our horses, and as much as we try to look after them and their care, they can develop ulcers through that.
Our horses love it. I love that there's no dust, it's fresh, you cut that bag open, it smells great. The horses love it, yeah, it's just a great product and it keeps getting better and better.
It's amazing to be a New Zealand rider being supported by a New Zealand grown and produced product who are literally right down the road.
It feels amazing to be part of the Fibre Fresh family. It's a very supportive environment.
It's really cool to be supported by such a great company.
All right, so welcome everybody. We're in the presentation arena now, or area, to congratulate the winners of this fabulous class. What a great class it was, and thanks very much to the riders, but thanks also to Fibre Fresh for their ongoing sponsorship of these classes, and for sponsorship of the show, and the arena, and the NEC, and all the other great things that you guys do. So congratulations to our winners here. We'll just read them out. First place to Sam Gillies in Lamazo. Second, Jesse Linton and LT Holst Elspeth. Third was Jono Smith and Hopefully Turnip Blue, NZPH. Fourth was Leshelle Small and AMS Dolce. Fifth, Daniel Blundell and Athena NZPH. And sixth was Kim Best with LT Holst Teacher's Pet. So not a bad day for NZPH. I can see Warwick Hanson over there. He would have well known some of these horses on their way through. So congratulations to you and all the past and everything they've done. We'll just have a quick chat to Sam. Sam, this is Robin from Fibre Fresh, sponsor of the class. So well done. That was a fantastic jump off from you. You must have been stoked with how it went.
Yeah, it was a great class and a great jump off. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Tony and Colin and all the other organisers of the show, to Pip for building some amazing courses over the weekend. It's been a great weekend. And to Mum, Emma, for all their help, and to Jeff for all your help and support throughout the last few shows. You really do have some wise words.
Hey, don't share those with us, you keep those ones to yourself. And congratulations, so you'll be up here from the South Island, you and the family, and you're competing at the series final next week too?
Yeah, we've been up for the last 3 shows. There've been some great shows and the horses have loved being up north.
All right, and lastly, would you like to just introduce us to your horse a little bit? Tell us about Lamazo.
This is Lamazo. She's by Lansing, so she's got a bit of an opinion of her own. You can't really tell her what to do, but she knows what her job is, and she gets out into the ring and she tries her hardest for me, even if I get it wrong.
Oh, well done, Sam. You rode beautifully, and it was a real great show out there. Congratulations. Good luck for whatever's coming next. Just have a quick word with our friend Jessie here, second in the class, got places in the last class too. A few more to go today.
Yeah, it was a really good class. Obviously, you don't mind being beaten when it's by 3 seconds. I was going as quick as I could. Yeah, everything was jumping well, so you just really had to give it a good shot because it's worth a bit of money out there. So congratulations to the winner.
Yeah, it was a great prize pool today. So this is Robin from Fibre Fresh. If you just work your way down there, Robin. Third place went to Jono Smith. Fourth was Leshelle Small. Fifth to Daniel Blundell. He gave it a good shot, Daniel. It just wasn't to be. It was a great time. And Kim Best with LT Hulse Teacher's Pet. All right, congratulations to those riders. Well done, Sam. That's a good payday for you. You can shout to Mum tonight. Well done for the rest of you. We'll let you go and do a little victory lap. Show off your horses, and we'll see all of those back for the next round in our pony class. Pony metre 10 to metre 15 is the next class. So give them a clap as they go past, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. The winner of our metre 30 to metre 35 $10,000 final was Samantha Gillies, all the way from the South Island, and Lamazo. Jessie Linton and LT Holst Elspeth were second. Jono Smith would hopefully turn up Blue NZPH in third. Lechelle Small and AMS Dolce NZPH in fourth. Daniel Blundell and Athena NZPH in fifth. And Kim...